figured out a way to split our text. And now we're going to need to process all the words that have been returned. And so um, let's look at that. We can incorporate this here into, we can use our RE split, and we were going to split on capturing non-word characters, one or more, and we're going to run that on the line. And so if we run this program now, uh, oh, we have to import the RE module. Sorry about that. And now let's try running this again. Okay, so this seems to work. So you see here, going has been split apart from the question mark, which is going to be great. Fast here, split apart from the punctuation. And so the words and the punctuation between them have all been split, which is perfect. So that's useful. And so now we need to write a function that's going to decide whether or not to modify any given word. And I'm going to call that function fry. I'm going to put in here one of these little separator lines that just helps me see my functions. And I'm going to call this fry. And it's going to take a word. And it's going to return a word as well. Whoops. Let's see. I need a colon there. I'm going to drop the G from ing word you to y'all. And right now I'm just going to say pass. This is not going to do anything at all. I could actually just return the empty string. That would be another thing. By putting pass, it's kind of a placeholder. It's a no-op, no operation. So since it literally does nothing, Python never sees a return statement, and so it will just return the none value from this. So it's just a way of kind of putting a placeholder, because if I didn't put something, this wouldn't compile. It wouldn't be valid Python. So I've got this idea of a function that I'm going to call fry. It's going to decide whether or not to modify a word. And here I've already pasted in some ideas for a test that I can use. So I'm thinking if I pass in the word you, lowercase, I should get back the word y'all, lowercase. Same with the capitalized U, I should get back capitalized y'all. If I put in fishing, I should get back fishin', with the G replaced with an apostrophe. But if I put in aching, I should get back aching. But if I give it swing, I should get back swing. So that seems to cover the words that I would expect to be modified. I could additionally give it other words that don't match those and make sure that they're not modified. But for the purposes of this, I think that's a good way to get started. And this really gets at the heart of what I try to teach is test-driven development. So I've gotten down to this point where I have one idea that I want to test. Now we could really go crazy. We could write probably 5 to 10 other kind of test functions. We could go here and put this into a test. How do we split this? And are we splitting it right? And do we know we're getting this? And certainly we could do that. For the purposes of this program, though, I just want to focus on this one function, the fry function, and how we test it. And here, fry is a unit, a function, and the test for that function is test underscore fry. And so this is a unit test, and I'm showing you how I can write a test inside the program here, and I can execute it using PyTest. So if I say PyTest-v for verbose, and I run it on the Fryer program, PyTest is going to look for any function that starts with test underscore, and it's going to run that. The function takes no parameters, so that it's empty here inside of that. It's just going to run this function. And it's going to go in here and it's going to execute the fry function with this value, and it's going to say, is it true that I get back the string y'all from that? And it's comparing this with equal to that. If this fails, then the assertion will fail, and therefore we will get a failing test. So which we will see because the fry function does nothing. So when I run this, it shows us this doesn't work at all. And actually it's unhappy about invalid escape sequence. Oh, I'm going to need to put that in as a raw string, it looks like. The R in front of this, just like with F strings where we can interpolate values, R here is saying it's a raw string, and don't try to interpolate \w as some sort of a value. That what we're saying is that we want that to be passed as a raw string directly to um, the regular expression engine. So let's try that again. And what we see is that we certainly are failing this test. We expect to fail because we haven't written the function yet. What we wrote were the tests. The tests come first. And so when we see here, it is saying, I gave the fry, the function, the word you, and I expected to get back y'all, and what I got was none. So where I got none, I expected y'all. So how do we make this work? So that's what we're going to go with in the next video. We're going to talk about what we can do to the fry function to make it pass these tests.